Nothing gets the good movie juices flowing more like a good fight scene, am I right? Today in this video, I'm gonna go over the 10 best fight scenes in 80s movies. Let's get into the video. Welcome back to Bosch Trends. Number 10, Superman 2, 1980, Battle for Metropolis. Marred by infamous production issues, which resulted in director Richard Donner exiting the project, Superman 2 still manages to be a highly entertaining superhero sequel to the 1978 original. Though the effects have aged somewhat dramatically, the climatic 10-minute-long fight sequence in the city streets of Metropolis between General Zod and Superman, no doubt one of the more ambitious set pieces in the film. The combination of quirky dialogue, the music of John Williams, and some excellent editing make it all come together in a still satisfying way. Number 9, Aliens 1986, Ripley v. the Queen. While Ridley Scott's 1979 original is a classic of the horror genre, James Cameron's follow-up Aliens has much more of an action emphasis. Aliens is exciting and still scary in sections, and the apex of the film's horror-action blend comes in the final face-off between the Xenomorph Queen and a mechanically assisted Ripley. The way Cameron utilizes his camera and the immaculate set design creates the perfect intense environment for the fight, which does not disappoint. A clashing of metal and exoskeleton, the sequence is as visceral as it is brilliant. Number 8, Rocky 3, 1982, The Final Fight. By the time the third installment in Sylvester Stallone's hit boxing franchise came around, the titular character was starting to become less of an underdog and more of a superhero. In other words, Rocky 3 is where the franchise begins down the path of cheesy matinee fun and farther away from the Oscar-nominated original indie hit. Nevertheless, the final boxing match between Rocky and Mr. T is another helping of the up-close and the ring-style boxing sequences that is the series' bread and butter. It's a lot of fun and one of the more brutal climaxes in the whole franchise. The last dose of realism before the cartoon that was Rocky 4. Number 7, Predator 1987, Dutch vs. the Predator. No other movie represented the 80s fondness for machismo and gigantic epics like The Predator. The first and best entry in the long-running franchise, Predator is thrilling in just the right amount of goofy journey through a jungle as a squad of overly buff mercenaries try to outlast a titular creature. Arnold Schwarzenegger leads the group as Dutch, and it is this final battle of both brute strength and wits that ties the whole film together. An insanely exciting finale, the sequence remains one of Arnold's best showings. Number 6, Batman 1989, Dancing with the Devil in the Moonlight. Tim Burton brought grit and style back to the gestating superhero genre with his brooding take on Batman in 1989. Burton's gothic sensibilities perfectly aligned with the Caped Crusaders mythos, and the resulting film proved the genre wasn't dead yet. One of the film's best sequences is the infight between Jack Nicholson's Joker and Michael Keaton's Batman that plays out more like a violent ballet than a fistfight. The decrepit church setting combined with the nimble and well-choreographed cinematography helped bring real stakes and suspense to the scene. An iconic climax. Number 5, They Live, 1988, The Never-Ending Fistfight. John Carpenter had quite a nice little run of B-movie classics in the 1980s. Perhaps the most purely insane and fun cinematic trip he concocted was the 1988 horror comedy They Live. Centering around a pair of supernatural sunglasses, the film combines the director's love of both gory horror and campy action. One of the film's most infamous scenes is a nearly 7-minute-long fist fight in an alley between Roddy Piper and Keith David. Silly, violent, and entertaining to a fault, the scene proves Carpenter's ability to juggle violence and humor in a single scene. Number 4, The Princess Bride, 1987, Duel of the Master Swordsman. One would be hard-pressed to find a more universally beloved film than The Princess Bride. Rob Reiner's postmodern take on the fairy tale genre is a seemingly endless parade of one-liners, quirky character introductions, and subversive redirects courtesy of the frame narrative. In a film chock full of iconic scenes, one of the standouts is the cliff-top duel between Wesley and Inigo Montoya. Both an excellently rendered swashbuckling scene and a witty showcase for Mandy Patinkin and Cary Elwes. The scene sets up the fun dynamic that carries through the film. Number 3, Raging Bull 1980, Jake v. Sugar Ray. Raging Bull is a special film. There is something in the combination of Robert De Niro's performance, Martin Scorsese's discipline behind the camera, and the haunting photography of the film that gives the film a uniquely unsettling aura about it. Whereas other daring criticals of the time like Rocky added a cinematic glaze to the fight scenes, Raging Bull films them as a blood sport. Each punch is felt, each victory is won through sweat and perseverance. The film's release sequence with Jake LaMotta facing Sugar Ray Leonard is a bleak phantasmagoria of film and camera that flashes bodily harm. Number 2, The Empire Strikes Back, 1980, The Big Reveal. The Empire Strikes Back is one of the most iconic films of all time, a pop culture phenomenon of its day. The sequel became the benchmark for all their big budget studio franchise sequels to come. Beyond that, the film generally holds up in its spectacle and never-ceasing pace. It all leads up to one of the best climaxes of the decade. The lightsaber duel between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker is successfully engineered to be as dramatic and grandiose as possible in order to land the now legendary twist. By sheer size and timeless energy, the sequence of Hollywood's best fight scene of the 80s.
He told me you killed him. No.
Number 1, Police Story 1985, The Whole Thing at the Mall. Jackie Chan wrote, directed, and starred in the lead of this 1985 Chinese action classic. While the film as a whole is an enjoyable crime action vehicle for Chan's physical charm and unique screen presence, the film's reputation as a classic is cemented in its final set piece on a shopping mall. Chan is lightning fast in his cinema stunts as he leaps and heaves his way across the set, taking down waves of thugs. The fight choreography is some of the best ever filmed, and the sequence as a whole is honestly something to behold. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and take care.